Hey, what's up? It's Edward, and today I'm gonna tell you the unusual and a little bit strange story of how I have built myself up to be a lead developer in two different companies, and then later on decided that I should go and work as a food delivery person and work in the restaurant industry, which is quite a strange shift because normally if these two industries interrelate somehow, like upon each other, it happens that people go from restaurant industry to working in IT. But in my case, I did the other way around, and I can say now, looking back, that I don't regret it. It's been a great decision. It helped me become the person that I am right now. It helped me learn a lot of things that I wouldn't otherwise have learned, have picked up in the IT industry, and it truly is an experience. As they say that an average person is one skill away from becoming insanely rich and insanely satisfied with the quality of their life. So that was the kind of skill that I picked up working as a food delivery person, and that whole journey up to working in a restaurant industry was exactly the opportunity for me to pick up the skill that I was missing in my first online business, that I was missing while working in IT, and that I have right now. So let's begin. This is going to be super exciting, and the purpose of this video is to inspire you to make a difficult choice in your life, to make a change that you're afraid to do, because if you do things correctly, and these videos that I'm publishing are literally about that, teaching you how to do those things correctly, and the clients, people that I work with, that's one of the things that we are working on, helping them to go through this period of change. If you do it correctly, your quality of life is going to become better, and it's not going to be how it happens with most people, that they just change what they do, but they remain on the same level of life. So you're going to level up if you do it correctly. So let's begin. It's going to be quite a long video as usually, and it's not scripted, as you probably have noticed, and as you know if you've been on this channel for quite some time. All right, so let's begin from the point of my childhood, from a particular moment, which is where I started to get a taste of what computers are and what everything related to software development industry is all about. So I used to be a very sociable as a kid, and there has been a couple of things that happened in my life that have affected me in a certain way. First was a particular tragic event that happened in my life, and we are not going to dive into what happened specifically in this particular video. We're gonna talk about it later. And that event made me start withdrawing from the society. So I stopped being as sociable and positive and talkative as I used to be. It started happening slowly, bit by bit. And that happened when I was 11 years of age. And then by the time I was 14, while this whole change and transformation was happening in my life, the other thing that was happening is that I was realizing that I did not quite feel like I belonged to the society, to to how kids normally spend their time, partying and just being overly talkative and overly sociable. I didn't quite felt like I belong. Like, I didn't feel that I could relate to the kids and they couldn't relate to me, even though I was doing everything fine and everything was fantastic for me up until that moment. Later on down the track, I've realized that it's partly because of it's called human design. So according to human design, which is a particular system for determining their strengths and specialties and peculiarities and the way somebody lives, the way somebody makes decisions according to the planets, according to specifically the place on the planet Earth that a person was born at and the time that person was born at and the specific day that person was born at, and how all the planets in the universe are or have been positioned in that moment when the person was born and their nervous system was infused and charged with the energy. So there are 5 different types in human design. To make it simpler to understand, we're gonna truncate it to 3 types. So there's a type called manifestor, which you can think of as kings and rulers in the past who were telling people what to do and people were listening and abiding by what they were saying. Then there is generators, which are the people who have a lot of natural life energy and they need to direct it somewhere to be satisfied. Ideally direct it somewhere doing something that they want to do themselves. And manifestors were telling generators what to do and generators were doing that. And generators are, by the way, 70% of the population. Manifestors are about 9% or 7%. And then there is a type called projectors, which is what I am. Projectors are people who neither have a lot of energy, nor they are so massive and powerful that every single word that they say people abide by and start doing. So the example of manifestors in the modern world are powerful presidents of big countries like Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin and all of basically people who seem like they are like alpha man, you know. That's the kind of qualities that they have. And projectors are people who are all about depth and about understanding something extremely and insanely well. So projectors help other people, especially generators, to achieve their goals by directing the energy correctly so it's being used efficiently. And generators and even manifestors achieve their goals and what they want to do in the shortest period of time, having experienced maximum pleasure and satisfaction from the process and from the result. So that's who projectors are. And I didn't know that I was a projector back then. I thought I was just a kid and, you know, I should just do what other kids are doing. And that was not the case. So our system has been designed by the manifestors for generators and other manifestors. So it doesn't really, well, if somebody is a projector, that person does not, may very likely feel like they do not understand why are we even doing all of these things that we're doing. We can do this thing and it's going to be better. So it doesn't make sense for projectors. And looking back, I understand that it didn't make sense to me. So the tragic event, the understanding that I don't feel like I belong to the society in a normal way like every other kid, like every other generator kid is, and the fact that I changed schools at the same time and didn't have the social proof that I had in my first school, and I experienced it even more harshly how the sense of belonging wasn't there. So these 3 things made me withdraw from the society, start playing video games. I was playing World of Warcraft and I achieved quite decent results in it. And World of Warcraft allowed me to feel like I am being appreciated and that I'm being invited to do things in the world. To, hey, champion, you gotta save the world. These dragons are attacking us, or these enemy troops, the orcs, are attacking us. You gotta fight for the motherland, and you know, all those kind of very inspiring stuff. And the attitude that projectors very much appreciate, and that's how projectors are designed, to be invited to do something. So I was getting it from the video games, from World of Warcraft. Later on down the track, I started playing Counter-Strike as well, and when I entered the university and started doing studying IT and business, like two different subjects at the same time, different courses, but basically it was all about business and IT. And by the way, the reason why I have enrolled to university doing that, because it was not enough for me anymore to play video games. I wanted to find a way and learn how I can make the video games myself, how does this whole coding thing work. When I was 14, I remember to this day, I watched the movie The Matrix, and it was insanely inspiring. And the funny thing that I watched Terminator and Matrix one after the other. I think it was either the same day or over the course of 2 or 3 days when I was on, we call it in Finland, mökki, at their summer cottage. I discovered the DVD and it says Matrix 1, 2, 3, and I was like, oh wow, 1, 2, and 3, and then Terminator, and it also said 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, holy cow. So there's 3 movies of this and 3 movies of that, and the characters looked very cool. There was the Keanu Reeves and then Arnold Schwarzenegger with his sunglasses and the muscular body. By the way, Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger, a fantastic book. I very much recommend you listening to it or reading it. So having experienced these movies and having played video games, I felt a strong urge to learn how does this whole coding world works. That I wanted to become Neo. I wanted to become like a hacker and a guy who's extremely savvy with the computers and is able to do anything at the computers. So I started studying business IT, and a little bit early I started playing Counter-Strike. It was a video game from my childhood. I first observed it, my relative playing it when I was 7 or 8, I don't remember exactly, or 10, something like that. And then I tried it for a little while, then I tried it later down the track of my life again. And then when I was about 18, I started playing it properly. First it was Counter-Strike 1.6, and then obviously it became Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So I started my Faceless YouTube channel about video games, including Counter-Strike, and everything was going fine, but I was enjoying doing what I was doing with the YouTube channel, the editing, the voicing, the writing scripts and so forth. But I've realized that what I was studying in the university, it didn't make me feel like a hacker, because I didn't have Morpheus there. There was some, in Finland, the teachers and professors are so lovely and amazing. And I loved every single teacher in the university that I had, except for one who was a little bit too grumpy, but later on I learned that he was German and that Germans can be like that, so I kind of forgave him. He was a very good teacher, but he was very strict and harsh, which was very uncommon, because that's not how Finnish teachers normally are. And I didn't feel like whatever I was studying in school, that it was bringing me closer to becoming Neo, because of those sweet old men who were teaching me how to code. We had only one guy who was young, between 30 and 40 years of age. And even though everything was fine with the YouTube channel that I was building, it was paying my bills, I didn't have to work, in the restaurant industry or as a cleaner or doing some other kind of job. So I kind of totally missed that part of life that is very important for growth of a young man, which is working, doing as part of a team to provide service or like cleaning, and using that money to sustain yourself, so you're able to study and learn some high value skill, so that by the time you get to high paid job, you would look back to these times appreciating having worked in a restaurant or as a cleaner or whatever, and having appreciated that and appreciating the fact that you have a very well paid job right now. But I skipped that totally. I was doing YouTube, and that's how 3 years of my time in the university went. And then at some point I was like, for Christ's sake, I wanted to become a software developer. And I'm still not a software developer. Like, what's going on? I'm not working as a software developer. I'm working with the computers. I'm studying with the computers, but I don't feel like Neo. So I took 1 year of my time. Half year I was managing my YouTube channel and learning how to code. The other half year I was solely, completely allocating to learning how to code and also being a tutor and mentoring certain people in a particular company in Helsinki. And that's when I started experiencing leaps and where I could see clear growth because I was learning very intensively. And that's the kind of person that I've realized that I am. I have to work very intensively to achieve my goals, and then I have to take a break. And throughout my life, I was always struggling with it. So I was either being lazy or I was working like really hardcore, and then I was being lazy again. So I've learned to to find balance between two things. So work intensely and then take a break, work intensely and then take a break. So I don't overwork, but I also don't become too lazy and kind of lose the momentum of everything that I was building. So I've learned how to do coding with JavaScript and React Native. I got a job, so in 1 year after I've started learning how to code, I got a very well paid job, and then another one, and got promoted, and another one. So essentially in 4 years of me working in IT and becoming lead developer of 2 different companies in the end, not at the same time, and having visited a lot of different kinds of events, having met a lot of founders and CTOs and seasoned software developers who were mentoring me and teaching me how to do things properly and giving me a lot of advice, I have realized that even though I was doing all of that, something was still missing. And I have to tell you, I took about 5 months of my time during this period of learning how to basically working on my social skills for 5 months, literally full time. I was just meeting and talking, and grew my social circle to enormous size, and got a lot of at the same time dates, and found a girlfriend for myself, and that felt extremely fun. And working in IT did not feel fun anymore. Like, I was getting better and better jobs. I was being promoted. I was basically working on more and more fascinating projects. But I didn't feel like Neo, first of all, at all. I was just coder, like a guy doing coding and the guy managing the development of a particular part of a product. And then I was doing that, and I wasn't socializing enough. Look, I didn't have enough time and energy to do that, and it didn't feel like I was being a part of a team, even though I was, but it was on my side because I skipped that whole process of building myself up during the university time, where I should have ideally worked in, let's say, a restaurant industry, where I could have picked up the skills of working as a team and providing good service, and just thinking about the customers and how to take care of their worries so they have very good experience. So I didn't have that, and I decided that, hey, I don't want to sit in front of the computer my whole life. Something's gotta change. And I really want to spend more time with people, not with software developers, but people who are like alive, who are not like 100% logical and smart, but people who are like living life, experiencing it, are being emotional, people that you can connect with, people that you can, they have some life experiences that they can share. They don't just talk about GPUs and Bitcoin and how to code better, and what was the name of that tool? Not Slack, but I think Scrum. maybe, I don't remember, like the tool for organizing the work of the team. I didn't want to just have that. That was the reality. So I quit IT. I tried to pursue my online business, like built a new online business, and it didn't work out. I already told about that in another video. And then I bought myself a car and started working as a food delivery person. And it was extremely fun. Not only I was learning new skill, of how the restaurant industry works, how food delivery business works. I was also able to provide service, deliver food, make sure, it's warm, because there's no supervision on, so you kind of, at least in Finland, so you kind of have to make sure that, you pack the food properly, you store the food properly, it's warm, and when you put it next to the customer's door and they open the door so the the door does not hit the food, but the customers can very easily reach for the bag with the boxes and take them home. Or if you pass it directly to a customer, you're being polite and nice and friendly, and you can see their smile that they have a good experience. And then the way to deal with restaurant workers who we were kind of interacting with when picking up orders, and being friendly with them and just doing all those kind of things. And while I was learning those skills, because I was driving a car, it was so easy and amazing. Luckily, I was able to save from my time working in the software development industry, and also made some money off cryptocurrency. And I was doing that, driving, being able to listen to music, to podcasts, to different classes and audiobooks. And while waiting for the orders, I could read a book, or I could just, send messages to my friends. It was super fun. And it was a very good way to slowly get myself ready for the restaurant industry, because as a projectors are very sociable, but projectors, and when I say projectors, I specifically mean human design projectors. Projectors just need more time to get used to something. And projectors don't have as much energy as generators, so we really need to be careful on how we ease into particular new experience and how we ease out, and we need to be well prepared. So this was a very good stepping stone. And then the second stepping stone was me buying myself a better car and switching to work as a taxi driver, because I wanted to provide service directly to people. I wanted to see every single customer. I wanted to, they also paid better, frankly, than they paid for the food delivery people. And I was able to have a chat with somebody whom I was driving, with a passenger, if they were up for it. So it was just kind of ticking all the boxes that I was missing in IT. And I did that for a while. Then I had a small business with a couple of taxi drivers, couple of food delivery people. And I realized that while I was still driving as a taxi driver, that even though I was enjoying the interactions with passengers, it still was not enough. I still wanted to be a part of a team. I still wanted to not only interact with the clients and provide service to them, but I also wanted to interact with the team that I'm a part of, and maybe have a little bit less responsibility, so the managers can take care of all the crap and I can just do the work and provide the service, and interact with the team. So at some point I started working in a restaurant. Then I closed my taxi and food delivery business, and I've worked in a restaurant for about a year, and it was very hard for the first 6 months, a bit easier for the next 6 months. But it taught me a lot. It taught me how to operate in a very, relatively intensive environment, where you have to take care of a lot of things, that the food is warm, that the customers have what they need, that you have to know the menu, you have to know how to interact with the colleagues. You have to, you have to learn a lot about food and a lot about how restaurant industry works behind the scenes. It was extremely valuable. After 1 year, I started already focusing more on trying to rebuild the second online business that I've started building after I left IT. So now I finally had time, but I was still working in the restaurant. And I certainly believe that if I didn't go through this path of working as a food delivery, as a taxi driver, having a small business, and then this small business, by the way, had more things that I had to take care of than I had when I was just managing my YouTube channel, and then working in a restaurant. It truly built me up to become a great online business owner, to become a great consultant, to become somebody who is truly able to help people, just because I have learned not only the logical and deep skills in IT, or how to produce content and how to talk on camera when I was not a teenager, but when I was 18, 20 years of age and working on the YouTube channel. But I also learned how to put smiles on people's faces, how to provide, how to change somebody's lives even a little bit with doing little things, not even just delivering food or just delivering person from one place to another, or just bringing food to somebody's table as a waiter, or just making a drink as a bartender or barista, but also like all the little intricacies, like how to, like I already told, how to position the food that you deliver to the customer's door so it's very convenient for them to pick it up, how to be friendly to a customer, how to deal with the kids if a customer has kids picking up the order, or like little kids, or they come all together, how to talk with restaurant workers, and even though I didn't work in a restaurant, I still had to be respectful and friendly with them and appreciative of work that they're doing, not trying to rush them like some other, I have to be honest, food delivery people may do, like, hey, where's the order? I need this order number 425, or things like that you may hear sometimes, or I was hearing. Or how to open a door for a customer who was like a passenger in the taxi, how to drive in a way that the customer feels comfortable, that I don't accelerate fast and slow down fast, how I drive on bumpy roads, how I pick up the customer, or how I drop them off, all of these little things, or how to make sure that the customer has everything they need if I'm a waiter at the restaurant, and all those little things. It was insanely valuable, unbelievably, and I certainly recommend to a lot of people who work in the IT industry, who have, who feel like they have learned everything that they can in the restaurant industry, and that there is, that they feel stuck, and you may be a little bit shy, or you may be a little bit, timid or afraid of making such a change. But if you've worked in IT industry or worked in some, other industry, maybe in front of the computer, you have probably saved money. So you certainly can allow yourself like a year or two working in a different industry where you are able to learn how, like, soft skills, how to work in a team, how to take care of clients if you haven't been working with clients as a as a IT person. If you're working in sales, yeah, it's a bit easier to transition to online business, but that doesn't apply if you're working in IT, unless you are becoming a freelancer or some IT coach. But even if you become IT coach, it's insanely valuable how to learn how to be able to provide little values to people by doing simpler job. So totally recommend it, and it's going to make your transition from where you are right now to where you're heading much smoother, much more enjoyable, and much more efficient if you have that kind of skill. Remember, I'm gonna say it again, that most people are only one skill away from from achieving immense wealth and success and satisfaction from their life. So this may be one of the skills that you're missing, or it may be something else. Depends on you, depends on which environment you're coming from, depends on your background. That's why I offer free consultations to people who are ready for a change in their life, who want to do something else, not something that you do right now, but some other industry, or a different kind of business, or you want to relocate to a different country and build yourself up from there. That period, it's very important during that period to do certain things and do them correctly, based on who you are as a person, based on your background, and based on the laws of nature and laws of human world, laws of our systems, the economy and the psychology and how it works. So you do it effectively, and it won't take you more than 6 months to make a change and 6 more months to get accustomed to living a new life. Otherwise, you may get stuck there for years, either doing the job that you hate or that you don't like anymore, or that you're not able to learn anything from there that doesn't bring you satisfaction, that doesn't bring you a sense of belonging, or you're gonna kind of get stuck between two industries, not sure what you're doing and not really leveling up when you're doing the change. Because I'll remind you again, when you make a change, you don't just do a different thing and look at the world from a different angle. You have to start doing a different thing, and you have to level up at the same time. That's how you know you've done it correctly. Otherwise, you're just stuck on the same level, doing this lateral move without growth. That's not how transformation and how change and evolution works, because we're all human becomings. We're not just human beings. We do the human being to rest, but we are human becomings when it comes to achieving our goals and our dreams. So if you are that kind of person who is in that moment in time, feel free to reach out to me on Telegram or Instagram. The links are down in the description. Let's talk with you. If you are in that kind of situation that I'm going to be able to help you with, we are going to jump on a free call. We're going to talk about your situation. And I know there's an insect flying around. It's very warm where I'm recording this video, so don't worry about it. It's not dangerous. It's not going to bite me. I'm not going to die. So send a message, and if you are the right fit, and if we match each other's energy, if I feel like I truly can help you, we're gonna work together. Because I don't accept everybody, unfortunately, just because I want to make sure that if we do go through working together, that you certainly achieve your result. And it's not just an okay or good result, you achieve a fantastic result, and you get not only the goals that you've set for yourself, but you get much more than that as an addition, as a bonus. So send me a message, or write in the comments down. Write a comment down under the video. Share your thoughts on the video. Share what you want the next video to be about. Share your own story. It's going to be super exciting and interesting for me to read it. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Subscribe. It's been Edward. Ciao.